It's time to meet the master of the blade. Find out who Corvus Glaive is, as I hereby summon all my ants to join me on my adventures through Marvel Snap. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. So Corvus Glaive was once a warrior who betrayed his old people to enter into the service of Thanos the Mad Titan. Corvus became the first member of Thanos' Black Order alongside his wife, Proxima Midnight. He has served as the right hand of the Mad Titan since. His favorite task is to force the planets harassed by Thanos to give his master a tribute. Corvus Glaive is the leader of the Black Order and one of its most direct and brutal members. He enjoys implementing tricks and sneak attacks to quickly defeat his targets, using a powerful blade to do most of the dirty work. As Thanos' trusted killing machine, he is most likely spotted by the right side of the Mad Titan himself in the midst of chaos and death. Corvus Glaive is a dangerous and merciless warrior who is only loyal to Thanos. He is an individual who is absolutely focused on completing his mission. He will attack and slaughter anyone that tries to distract him from his task without any hesitation. Though he does have a plate full of arrogance, he has viewed an opponent as too frail to be considered a threat, and this has cost him more than a battle or two. Corvus Glaive is the servant of his master Thanos. He is a destroyer of worlds and a breaker of kings. He wields a glaive capable of even splitting atoms. His blade can cut through virtually anything, including the thick hide of the Hulk. As long as his blade remains unbroken, Corvus will be allowed to resurrect his body from any type of affliction, even from being atomized. His powers: Corvus Glaive has superhuman strength, durability, speed, agility, stamina, reflexes, and a regenerative healing factor. He is a master combatant, especially with his glaive. Corvus Glaive will attack and slaughter anybody that tries to distract him from his task, cutting them in with his glaive capable of splitting them into atoms. This is represented in Marvel Snap by him dispatching 2 cards from your hand with his blade and turning them into extra energy for the rest of the game. In Marvel Snap, he is a 3-cost, 5 power, with the description of reveal. Discard 2 cards from your hand to get +1 max energy for the rest of the game. My 5-star rating on him is 2. Now let me explain why I have him as a 2-star fight. There's a lot of things that you gotta look at with him. First of all, you gotta look at Electro. Electro is 3 power, 2 cost, and gives you +1 energy, with the cost of only being able to play 1 card per card for the rest of the game. And sometimes, even with Electro, when you get him destroyed so that the ongoing doesn't happen anymore, you really don't have too much more to do with that energy. And right now, the Scud really doesn't have a build where that works. Another card that you kind of gotta look at is Gambit. It's the same way that kind of Gambit works, where Gambit's sticking 1 random card out of your deck and throwing it. This is taking 2 cards out of your deck and giving you +1 energy. The problem with the Glaive is if you look at Swordmaster is a 3/6. He only discards 1 random card from your hand. And I cannot remember the last time that I saw Swordmaster come around and be used for anything. Also, with how 5s with 3 costs are being changed, Ghost is now a 3/5, so the pattern spike that you get from this isn't that great. Also, it bites teeth and nail in a discard deck for Weighty Sift. Do you want to play the Glaive or do you want to play the Weighty Sift? You can almost compare it side by side with Wave, and there are going to be people who maybe play it instead of a Wave, or play it now with Wave, with Electro, and with Psylocke, just to make sure that you are getting that ramp no matter what. The problem with Glaive is if you compare it to basically Hellcow. It moving up 1 energy, and you're getting +3 power for the same thing that Hellcow does. So in the pure discard deck, I mean, it's basically fighting itself. Now there is some synergy with Morbius, and there is some synergy with Hawa. But I want to bring up 2 interesting things that kind of made me think about this card for a while. First of all is Thanos. There was a thought that hit my head of putting this in an actual Thanos deck and getting the Time Stone right off the bat, hopefully, and playing him down on 3 and discarding 2 of their stones, and Thanos with +1 extra energy every single turn is scarier than I really want to admit. Another version of this that I kind of thought about was not playing this in a discard deck, but actually playing this in a destroy deck, which doesn't seem like it would work. But imagine playing Wolverine, or Swarm, or even playing X-23. Which is one of the cards you can get this week. Oh, come on. Where did it show up? I almost have it. Scroll down alphabetically. Up to the end. X-23. And basically you put this in a discard deck, a destroyed deck with X-23 and Wolverine. Holding on to the X-23 and the Wolverine, hoping that you draw the Corvus Glaive and either toss out the X-23 or the Wolverine or both and get that real huge boost. So there is some ways that you can play this, and it can be a really nice card. I don't think this has to fit into a discard deck. I think there are a couple decks that just would not care if you lost a card or 2, especially like Bounce. You could put this in a Bounce deck, where if you lost a card or 2, it's not gonna hurt you. And you can get that energy and bounce it off the bat, might be scary enough. For the rest of the cards this week, we've got Gladiator. Gladiator is a sleeper card that I think a lot of people don't put credit behind. There are so many games where if you play a Storm and then you play Gladiator behind it, you can just auto win a lane. That 8 power takes out a lot of cards. Now there are times where it does bite you, and you'll even see Gladiator swear about what he does sometimes. But more often than not, you'll be happy that you play that Gladiator and get rid of a card from them. The other card in here is X-23. X-23, if you're playing any kind of destroy, you're playing X-23. In such a staple for destroy, it basically defines destroy almost to some degree at this point. So if you're missing Gladiator, pick up this leak. If you're missing X-23, pick up this leak. If you're missing Corvus Glaive, maybe don't pick up this leak. If you have the other 2 and are missing Corvus Glaive, I'm not sure it's a good enough card for it to be taken on its own if the other two slots are filled. Although the variants for Gladiator and Wolverine Titan X-23 are pretty neat. Although the X-23 has a really weird one. It's a Peach Momoko, and she's got a blade coming out of her shield for some reason. For me, there's not a bad option for this week. Also, I will kind of bring up something here just for a second. With the thing of power couples, there is a chance that someone in the future I would personally like to see with Corvus Glaive. Maybe they could do something with him and his wife, or Proxima Midnight, where if you discarded a card and you have Proxima Midnight in your deck, it would automatically take the Proxima Midnight to turn it more into a kind of a gambit with a plus side. But I can't predict that's what's gonna happen, and I'm not trying to recommend this card over things that may never happen. So let's find out what's in the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Let's all find what's in the box. Box says Gladiator. Nice one to have. We'll be making a video on that this Friday. I want to thank you all so much for watching. And as always, remember, play for fun.